Hey folks, Liz again, and it's day one. So today is all about getting visible and not hiding. I know that you want to hide, and the easiest thing to do is just hide away and make a few phone calls and stay in your pajamas and not do this whole visibility thing on camera. I get that there's a fear there. One of the biggest fears we have here is intimacy. So if you just look at the physical distance between me and the phone, which has now got your face on it, we are sitting a lot closer than we would do normally, particularly in the West. So that's number one, it feels a bit more intimate than it normally does, and that feels a bit scary. Number two, we all have image problems. So we all think that we don't look good on camera. So a couple of quick tips here. Sit near a light so you can see I'm just sitting in front of a lamp and also daylight from the window. That helps make sure your face doesn't look too shadowy. You also want to be either looking up or straight ahead. If you start looking down, your face starts looking all shadowy too. So that's just a couple of quick camera tips. But otherwise, don't worry. Everybody else is far too busy worrying at what their image looks like on camera to be worrying about yours. And they just think you look normal because they're just projecting their residual image of you. It's a bit like the Matrix, you know, they just have an idea of what you look like and they just project that over you. That's why most people don't notice you've had your hair cut or whatever. So the other thing that's making this more intimate is the fact that you can see your home behind you. So you can see what colour I decorate my walls. It may be that my children will walk in and you'll see them. I start to lose control of what this image is of who I am. And that makes us feel nervous too. However, we are all getting this at the same time. So you're getting that impression from everybody else too. So be human. You know, I like the colour on your wall. Oh, your baby's cute. You know, whatever. Let's just be normal about this. We're inviting each other into our homes, so let's just be normal. It's not so hard. And don't worry so much. Everybody's liking this. I'm not scripted. I'm not trying to make this really, really formal like some big training course. I'm just talking to you like a human being. Talk to your people like that. People want to be spoken to just like they're normal people, because we're normal people. Well, that one's normal, but hey. So that brings me on neatly onto who are you being? Now, this is a huge, huge topic. I love this topic more than anything else I talk about. I've written a book on it. I spend most of my time talking to my coaching clients about this. I'm going to struggle to keep this short, but here we go. The main concept to get hold of here is be, do, get. So who you are being absolutely informs what you do, what you say, and therefore what you get. Now, the world teaches you the other way around, that if you say the right things, dress the right way, do the right things, then you will get what you want and you will become the person that you've always wanted to be. Now, that works very well for selling things, but it's not true. It doesn't work like that. How you are, your minimum standards will inform everything you do, particularly in a crisis like this. People will go to their minimum standards, which is why I'm adoring how much compassion and kindness and love that's out there right now. I see this as such a great sign that this is our default. So pay attention to who you're being. Now, this is a big, big topic. We can talk about values and all sorts of things, but the one thing I know you're all being, because that's why you're tuning into this, is a leader. What is the defining characteristic of a leader? They have followers. So the question to ask yourself when you're doing anything now is, do I want my people to follow this? So if you're just about to do something negative or something that implies mistrust, ask yourself really seriously, do you want your people to copy this? Do you want them to follow this? And by people, I mean your team, your managers, your suppliers, your clients, any stakeholders, anybody you're connected to. Do you want them to follow this lead? It's a great question to ask yourself. So, talking of questions and conversations, what are the key visibility markers you need around? So the first one is the start of the day conversation. Do it as near to the start of the day as you can. I don't know how your business is organised. You obviously need to be practical about this. But as near to the start of the day, get your whole team together on some kind of visual video platform. We'll talk about technology tomorrow. This is not a checklist, what are you doing today, prove that you're worthy kind of conversation. This is a human, how are you conversation. You can ask questions like, are you all warm? Is everyone okay where you are? Are your kids off school yet? How are you being impacted? Those kind of questions allow people to just have a chat. This doesn't need to go on for ages, like 20 minutes, half an hour at the start of the day, just to connect everybody. Nobody's spending ages travelling to work anymore, so you can definitely afford a 20-minute time to just connect everybody up socially. There's lots to talk about social exclusion. We don't need that. We need physical exclusion and social inclusion. So get everybody talking together, then split up and do whatever you're going to do for your day in terms of work. If you can keep some sort of video window open so that everybody can see each other and ping each other during the day, great. At the very least, you want some sort of instant messaging kind of technology which has a photo. Pretty much everybody's organisation has bought some of this kind of software. If you haven't and you're an independent, you're using Zoom or Skype or WhatsApp or whatever else, you've got some way of seeing people. If you haven't yet uploaded your photo to that, please do. It makes you visible to your team, and you want your team visible to you. It makes a big difference seeing people's faces. There's loads of research on this, but I haven't got time to go into it. The other thing is your worry that what if they don't work, Liz? What if they're not working? This was a question Lou brought up yesterday, and our culture is primed towards this. I want you to really consider, is your job time focused or task focused? So you might say, well, it's time focused, Liz. I've got data enterers. You know, how much time I have them entering data in is how much work they get done. No, it's not. If you've got somebody who does it faster than somebody else, do they have to work for the same time? Now, you might say that's fair, but is it fair that they just produce the same amount? So you need to really start thinking about what's important here. If you possibly can treat this as task-focused rather than time-focused, I would heartily encourage you to do so. People will feel a lot more trusted. They'll give a lot more to you if you value what they're doing rather than just how much time they're sitting in front of their laptop. Please, please, please consider that. If you do have a problem, that is not for the group call anyway. We do not want to name and shame them. That does not work as a behavioural tool. It's, you know, total last resort type stuff. And if you've got virtual workers, forget it. You've lost the battle. So if you've got a problem, you ring them up directly. So this is better not video. This is better just on the phone. And that's because they're going to feel awkward. And if you create this very intimate space between you, that's going to make it much harder to resolve this problem. So have that one as a phone call rather than as a face-to-face would be my recommendation there. Okay, so that was 7.5 minutes. I said I'd try and keep these to 5. My apologies. I want you to think of one thing, just one thing that you could take away from this that would make a difference. People would appreciate for you to do this today. So it could be that casual connecting conversation. It could be resolving a problem by phone. It could be thinking about who you are as a leader and what you want people to follow, and just pausing before you communicate to think, do I want them to follow this? Put your answers below, what you're going to do, any questions you've got, any fears you've got about being visible that I haven't answered, and I'll answer as many as I can through the course of the day. Love to hear from you. I've been so excited about the response to this. Looking forward to tomorrow, where we're going to talk about mastering time and technology. It's going to be sci-fi. See you then. Bye.